I'm Jim Collison, and this is Gallup's Called to Coach, recorded on March 17th, 2022. Called to Coach is a resource for those who want to help others discover and use their strengths. We have Gallup experts and independent strengths coaches share tactics, insights, and strategies to help coaches maximize the talent of individuals, teams around the world. If you're listening live, love you have a join us in our chat room. There's just a link right above me there that'll get you there. If you're listening after the fact and you have questions, you can always send us an email, coaching@gallup.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite podcast app or there on YouTube. Just click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Waleed Farid is my guest today. Waleed is one of the first Gallup certified global strengths coaches in the Middle East, and he specializes in helping people worldwide discover their unique innate talents, which we're going to spend some time talking about today, and strengths with Strength Space there in the Middle East. Waleed, always great to be with you. Welcome back to Called to Coach.
Hi, Jim. It's always great to meet you. I'm so happy to be here today.
Well, we are glad you're with us. Give us in the first session we were together, we spent an extended time talking about you and Strength Space, but catch us up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us a little bit about Strength Space.
Okay, I'm Waleed Farid. I'm maybe one of the first Gallup Global Strength coaches here in the region. And since then, I do nothing but promoting the strengths know-how here in the Middle East, whether through myself or through Strength Space, which is the company specialized in delivering coaching, training, and consultation related to Gallup Clifton strength only. Actually, we are having different clients all over the Middle East in more than 10 countries. We have more than 100 corporate clients. So, it's our daily job and daily mission to promote the strength here in the Middle East.
Well, we're excited because eventually we're going to be doing this in Arabic. So for folks who speak that language, it will make a lot more sense. We're spending some time over the next couple sessions starting in English to explain some things. So you might be wondering why it's said in Arabic. We're going to be in English today, but we'll have some future episodes coming in Arabic. Let's talk a little bit about, and I think we're finally to this point where we can talk about this. Let's talk about the strengths language. And so as we think about some strengths terminologies, can you work us through some of those and kind of talk to us about these terms that we use?
Okay, so actually, I'm going to start with the word talent. There is a lot of misconceptions here when we talk about talent. People here in the Middle East, the first thing that comes on mind when we talk about talent is the artistic talents. So what brought to their mind is the singers, the dancers, the artists. But we are talking here with the Gallup Clifton strength about the general and more deep meaning and information about talent. So when we talk about talent, it's the naturally recurring pattern of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. It's something that comes naturally to you. It's something inherited. It's something in your DNA, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave. So actually, talent is very general, not just very specific about certain artistic talents. Here, Arabs Got Talent and Arabs Idol, all of these programs. So we are talking here about the more deep meaning of talent.
Waleed, why don't you give us an example of that for you? Like when you think about a talent that you have, talk a little bit about that and how you see that, how that works for you.
Okay, maybe I'm going to talk about my futuristic talent theme. I'm having futuristic in my top 10. And, this talent helps me a lot to figure out what's going to happen. Actually, you have this vision, you see it coming. Sometimes you can see the opportunities before anyone else. Sometimes when you think about the future, you find it very near. When you talk about the next year or the next couple of years, you talk it like it's like tomorrow, or it's just coming soon. So it helps you to predict a lot about the future. It helps you to be very, very, very conscious about what's going to happen. And this is one of the talents that helps me a lot.
So I think it's important for people to realize we've created these talent names, like you're talking about, futuristic, right? We've talked that these are a group of successful actions that we do. Like I am as an arranger, I can handle multiple things all at the same time, and I have great success in it, right? There's a group of these things that roll up into this theme, like this talent theme we call arranger, right? And so it's just a way of grouping those things we do successfully, right? Those things we do in life and business and with family. So I think that's a great a way. What else would you add to that?
Yes, I believe something that you do naturally, and you do it with competence, you do it with confidence, and it just comes to you. You don't have to act like you know them or you apply them. It just comes naturally, and I believe that talent combines this magic combination between passion and competence. Mm-hmm. Nobody doesn't like his talent. Mm-hmm. You always have passion for your talent, and also you're competent about this talent when you know how to apply it. And this is what we're going to talk about: strength. I believe this is the second terminology that we're going to talk about, the difference between talent and strength.
Yeah. So how does a talent differ from a strength then?
Okay, as if you don't know, but okay. So when we talk about strength, it's something productive. It's something visible. It can be seen. When we talk about talent, it's something innate. Maybe we talk about the soul, something that's about the identity. Something we can call it sometimes unproductive. Because when you have a talent that is not applied, it's something unproductive. But when you know exactly how to apply this talent in something productive, so this we can call it a strength. I believe the meaning of strength, it is the ability to provide a consistent, near perfect performance in a certain activity. So when you know how to apply your talent in a certain activity, and you excel at it consistently, this is a strength.
Can you give me an example of, use that futuristic again, talk a little bit about that.
Okay, sometimes when I think the futuristic theme, it's a very potential investor. When you're having futuristic, you have the talent of see what is going to happen, or you can visualize what's going to happen in the far future, not only the near future. So when you know this talent and you invest in this talent, maybe you can add some knowledge to the talent. Maybe you have some courses in investment. So you'll be able to, you are very potential to be a very good investor. Maybe you see the opportunities before anyone else. So when you know a lot about the talent and you add to this talent a lot of practice, a lot of knowledge, you can transform it into strength, which is really productive for you and for others.
Waleed, we have these 34 themes that we talk about, right? And oftentimes we might have a standard definition for a theme and of what it generally looks like. But no two people are exactly the same, right? So we can't necessarily, I can't say if you and I both have futuristic, it may not work exactly the same because there's other themes in play. Can you talk a little bit about how this uniqueness that we have as individuals kind of plays into that?
Yes, actually, this is a scientific truth that we are extremely unique. And from Gallup Analytics, we see that in order to have the same top 5 talent themes in the same order, you have to search in 33 million person. So you're not just 1 in a million, you're 1 in 33 million. But there is this is another misconception of this in the Middle East, actually, because we have here a lot of songs telling you how you're unique, telling you how you're different, but nobody tells you how you're going to be different or how you can apply this uniqueness for the benefit of yourself or for others. Mm-hmm. So we are extremely unique because of the theme interplay. Maybe both of us will be having futuristic, but I am having futuristic plus strategic plus belief. And you're having futuristic with arranger and woo. So it's, it's like you're dropping a lot of colors over each other. Mm-hmm. So by the end of the day, we have different colors. So, and this is how we are different, and this is how we are unique, actually, because of the theme dynamics. Not a single theme works by itself. It works with others. It works in groups. And with more than one theme. So that's how we are unique. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of Clifton Strengths, it tells you how you know yourself pretty well and give you solutions and action items, how you can apply these themes to transform them from talent to strength.
So, Wally, does this just happen automatically? Like, as an individual, so I get this top 5 report, and it's got these 5 words that say I'm these theme, right? These signature themes, as we call them. Does that mean I'm good at them, or are there some things I need to do to
no.
Talk to me about that?
Okay, actually, when you take your Clifton Strength assessment and have your Clifton Strength report, and you read the report, it's maybe just 7% of the benefits that you can have. When you take the assessment, you put names to what's really going on. It has certain definitions, it has certain names, but it's not enough for you to know how to use them. It's not enough for you to understand every the depth of the meaning. So you have, it's like a journey. It's not just one task. You take the assessment, you have the report. No, it's a strength journey to transform the talent into strength. It needs a Gallup coach to help you identify the difference between different talent themes. Maybe you have to learn more about your strengths before you take any action. But when you know a lot about when you learn good enough about your talent themes, you have to move to another part, which is the acceptance part, or maybe we call it claim it. Mm-hmm. Because, sometimes when you have a certain talent theme, you say, oh, this talent theme actually affects me negatively. And I suffered a lot because of this talent theme, which is not true, because when we're going to talk about some principles that talent themes are neutral. So when you have, this negative feeling about a certain talent theme, it's just you hate the blind spot, or you don't the blind spot or the dark side that frustrates you. And when you are in control of this talent theme, you can consciously direct it to the bright side. So you won't be having this dark side or the blind spot.
Well, let's go back to the equation for a second, because I think it makes a lot of sense. Walk us through, we've got this equation that we talk about. Walk us through that equation when we think about strengths.
Okay, actually, the talent equation that I'm going to mention right now, it seems very simple. It seems very easy, but trust me, it doesn't look like it looks. It needs a lot of commitment and needs a lot of hard work. So the talent equation is simple as talent times investment equals strength. So it's simple as this, but it needs a lot of commitment and hard work. because when you identify the talent, you find the things that you're naturally good at, the things that you have inherited maybe from your ancestors and parents. And then when you invest in these talents, you can transform it into productive and consistent behaviors in your life that affects you positively and affects your people and your community. Okay, so the investment can be anything. The investment can be practice. When you know the talent pretty well, you can practice it and transform it into strength. It can be, adding knowledge, taking a course, or studying something that can transform the talent into strength. The investment sometimes, Jim, is the opportunity. When you don't have the opportunity, you can transform the talent into strength. But if you have the opportunity, this is one of the investments that you can give yourself, is having the opportunity to transform the talent into strength.
Well, let's think about you as a coach and what you do and if you think about your top 5, and you can go beyond that if you want to, but let's practice this really quick. If you think about one of your themes and how you're using that, what kind of investments do you make in that to be a better coach or to expand on that talent theme to turn into a strength?
Okay, that's a very nice question. Actually, I'm having restorative in my top 10. And at the very beginning, the restorative theme was in the blind spots or in the dark side, because I kept criticizing a lot of things. I didn't like a lot of things. I was complaining about things. This was the very beginning before I get introduced to the Clifton strengths. And when I took the assessment that this restorative is a bless, it's something positive. And this was the first time to understand that, this behavior can be modified into something positive when you know it pretty well. So actually, instead of criticizing and focusing on the negatives or the problems that needs to be solved, actually, I moved it positively to, change myself to the better, to transform my whole life to the better, because restorative helps you a lot, to restore what's wrong. And this, it helps a lot. It helps a lot even before I was a coach. And the restorative helps me a lot in coaching when I listen to the coachee, listen to the goal that he needs to achieve, listen to the problems or the obstacles that prevents him from going to the goal. So it helps me a lot, to figure out the problem. It helps me a lot to understand and listen more about the obstacle or maybe the futuristic goal that he has or she has. And then, through coaching skills, for sure, I don't push the solutions, but through coaching, I figure out what's the problem and how we can move forward, how we can solve this, how we can transform the problem into something positive. So restorative, when you understand it a lot, it's a bless. But as you know, when you don't know a lot about your talents, you may think it's something negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, because it gives you an opportunity, because you like to help fix things, because you like to be helpful, right? That's kind of, I see that oftentimes people with high restorative, they just like to be helpful, right? And so it brings you energy. It brings you don't tire of it easily. You like to do it a lot. I think that's a great way to think about it and to use it kind of in a coaching situation to be able to
Yes,
use for people. I mean, right?
Actually, I don't know if you know this, Jim, but I'm a pharmacist. I was this was my first job, and I was too good at studying. I get a very big and high marks, but when I started to work, I discovered that most of the pharmaceutical work here is about selling, and I don't like selling a lot. So at this time, I was, the restorative was saying a lot of, complaining about what did you do? Why did you, had to go to this college at the first place? And then when I know a lot about the restorative theme, I started to do what I do, which helps people, not to face what I face, which is you have to pick it. It's your chance when you're picking the right college, is that you should focus. You should know a lot about your talents and strengths, so you'll be able to pick the right college that you're going to introduce yourself to. So I use the restorative now to help younger generation to pick what's good for them. So not to lose a lot of time that like I've lost before.
Yeah. And so with that, I think a lot of folks are thinking like, well, okay, so this is great, but how do I do this? Can you talk a little bit kind of about the assessment and talk about how that works so that individuals could experience this?
Okay, so the assessment is pretty simple. It's 177 questions, and it goes with a great flow. You won't feel it takes a lot of time. It's just about 30 minutes or 35 minutes to complete the assessment. You can go down to the Gallup website easily, and you can find your proper assessment, whether it's the top 5 assessment or the full profile assessment. And when you take the assessment, you will know a lot about what about your identity, about your reputation, how you see yourself, how other people see you. And when you know this, you should have a coach that helps you to understand better, and he can put with you individual development plan, which you will have certain goals that you want to achieve, and you put a timeline and you put a deadline for them, and you apply your talents to reach these goals. So I believe the first thing is to take the assessment. The second thing is to find a Gallup coach that can help you to learn more about your strengths, and then you will have, to commit to it. You should have a lot of, commitment and willingness to change to the better. So this is the steps, I believe.
Well, I think this is important, and we got a comment. I mentioned early in the webcast that like we're doing this in English on purpose. We're going to be switching these into Arabic as a tool to use for people. But what I'd like you to do, if you could, for me, and I won't understand it, but others will, talk about what you just talked about. Like, why is this assessment important? Would you do it in Arabic? So if someone was listening to this, they might be struggling through the English and they're like, oh, I just wish. So could you take a few minutes? Would you talk about that in Arabic? And let's make that switch and then just tell me when you're done. How about, are you okay with that?
Okay.
Can you do that?
Great.
I didn't like, I'm not going to throw you on this one, am I? Because you've been thinking about English. Okay, go. Here we go.
I'm going to tell you when I finish. Okay. طيب اولا يا محمود يعني بشكرك على الكومنت جدا. احنا كنا بنتكلم دلوقتي على المواهب، وبنتكلم على المفهوم العام بتاع الموهبة، وبنتكلم على نقطة القوة وازاي تحول الموهبة لنقطة قوة. الحقيقة ان احنا الحلقات دي هتبقى حلقة او 2 باللغة الإنجليزية، وان شاء الله هنحط لها سبتايتلينج بالعربي، وبعد كده ان شاء الله بعد كده هنبدأ سلسلة حلقات كتيرة جدا هتكون كلها زي ما انا بكلمك دلوقتي بالظبط، فما تقلقش من يعني المحتوى العربي ان شاء الله هيبقى موجود. احنا دي بس مجرد بدايه بنبداها ان شاء الله، ان احنا بنintroduce الكونسبت يعني باللغه الانجليزيه، وبعد كده ان شاء الله هنتكلم باللغه العربيه بمستوى كبير جدا جدا، وهيبقى في حلقات متتابعه كتيره جدا يا محمود. فبشكرك جدا على الكومنت، و يعني ان شاء الله I'm trying ان انا احط العربيك سبتايتلز the soonest علشان يعني كل الناس تستفيد، وهو ده الهدف الحقيقه من الموضوع ان احنا نتكلم بالعربي يعني. So Jim,
well, that was fast. Nicely done. Nicely done. More of that coming. Marina had said, we're using a translation app to help with this. in the future, so I can kind of listen in. And we didn't start it today because I was in English, but we'll have that coming
Okay.
as
Will
well.
we be able, Jem, to add the Arabic subtitles to these episodes, or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're going to help me. You're going to help me with
Okay.
that. So we are going to add Arabic subtitles to these as they come out. You bet.
Yes, and until we will figure out a way how to make you learn some Arabic, so that.
Well, you're the seventh non-English podcast that I do now, and they all want me to learn those languages, and it might be an old dog and new tricks. So, anything else? I want to spend a little bit of time as we think about these guiding principles. I want to dive back into them again.
Okay.
But as we before we do that, anything else on the assessment that you feel it's important? Every single culture sees this assessment a little bit differently, by the way, as we approach it. As you think about the Middle East, anything else you want to say around that, just to add some cultural value to it?
Okay. So when we talk about the assessment, my advice is focus on what's good, because sometimes when you don't know your talents, sometimes you lean to the blind spot, or you lean to the naturally lean to the what's not good about the theme. So my advice is try to be positive and think about the bright side of the theme. And when you think positively about your talents, you can apply them pretty well, and your life will change. I'm talking right now because I've done this myself. I've done this with my children and my wife, and also at work. This helps me a lot at my work. So, I'm coming from a very far area when I was, very, very complaining about a lot of things. And I had very big troubles at work, maybe from 15 years. But now I'm thinking positively, and everything's changed to better and to the best, because of thinking positively about the results, not just focusing on what's not good.
And you're currently coaching individuals, right, who have taken this, and you're spending time coaching them as well?
Yes, and actually this is what keeps me going, changing people to the better. And I believe this comes from the restorative theme, I believe so. So when you have, this aha moment in the coaching, or when you notice how this assessment changed the life of people to the better, whether in their personal life or in their career life, this is what keeps me going. This is what, this is the fuel of the passion and the mission that I have in my life, promoting this in the Middle East as much as I can. So people who knows me knows that, I just, I'm not a good salesman. I'm just talking with heart about the thing that I believe in. So when I talk about Clifton strength, it's something transformational. It's something had a very big research, something that changed the lives of millions of people. And you have to start with yourself first, because when you start with yourself, you will have the value and the impact, and then you can move to another person. Everything now is getting more simple through pushing the Arabic language. You can contact Strength Space at any time. We have an Arabic website. We can help you take the assessment. We can help you know more about your strengths and talents and how you can apply them through our different programs. And for sure, there will be a lot of webcasts and a lot of episodes that will be talking about Clifton strength in Arabic. So everything will be, and this is a promise, everything will be more simple in the short period of time that's coming.
As we think about wrapping our time up that we are doing here, I do want to end this on our 5 guiding principles. And I think it's really important, because I think sometimes people think, oh no, another assessment, you're going to judge me, right? Or, oh no, right, I'm going to be devalued. So Wally, take a second, just walk through these 5 guiding principles that we have with these. These are things that help us guide through as we look at these results we coach on, we live by. walk us through those, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yes. At the very beginning, it is an assessment, not a test. So it doesn't have a score. There is no one is better than any other one. It's not a tool for judgment or a tool for selection. It's just, it's like I'm taking a snapshot. So you have to answer the questions and you have to smile to take a very nice shot of your personality. So we should not fear about being judged when we are talking about Clifton strength. It's something developmental, it's something positive, and there is no one is better than any other one. So when you are a manager and having an assessment for your team members, you won't be judging who's better than who. So this is the first thing to know about Clifton strength. The other thing is about the results. When we talk about a certain talent theme, talents are neutral. Actually, we can say that there is a certain talent or talent theme that is positive or the other is negative, or something good or something bad. You are the one in charge and you are the one who can make it positive, or you can make it harder on yourself if you applied the talent theme in the wrong way. So you should not have and you should never have a negative feeling about a certain talent theme. If you have so you're looking to the blind spots, you're looking to the dark side, not looking on the bright side. When we talk about the other guiding principle is that, same behaviors maybe can be, it's not one of the guiding principles actually, but if you don't have an achiever or if you don't have a certain talent theme, it's not the end of the world. You can still have the same results using another talent theme. And this is one of the things that's called talent innovation or theme innovation, which is if you don't have an achiever, you still can be productive. But you have to learn how you can use your top 5 or top 10 to be more productive. So it's not the end of the day. If you don't have certain talent themes, you should look to the dominant themes and focus on them, and you can apply and you can reach anything with your top 5 or your top 10. One of the other guiding principles is, themes are not labels. We should not label people with their talent themes, whether it's negative labeling or positive labeling. So if you have learner, or if you have one of your teammates having learner, you should not tell him every time that here comes our knowledge, he will come with all the knowledge. You don't have to do this, because labeling is not one of the things that we do when we talk about Clifton strengths, whether it's a positive labeling or negative labeling. It's just think that you know and learn more, and you know how to apply it for more productivity. So what else, Jim? I hate to have the mic all the time.
No, you're doing well. The third one in that we covered so themes are neutral, themes are not labels. Of course, we lead with positive intent, right? And that plays into that what we just talked about of not labeling people. Oh, here comes the know-it-all, right? But we lead with positive intent. What can we do to push this theme forward for someone? How can we use it in a positive way? And then, of course, and I think we're going to spend a lot of time, you're going to spend a lot of time talking about this, but the fourth one is differences are an advantage, right? We're all unique. We're all different. And that actually plays to our advantage in a community, right? What else do you want to add to that?
Yes, actually, as we have mentioned before, that everyone is unique and everyone is different from anybody else. But, we are incomplete. There is no one that has all the talents. We have some of the talents and the other, you don't have them. So in order to be complete, you have to partner with another person who has different talents other than you. So differences are actually advantages. We should not complain about the difference. I'm talking about the work life, and I'm talking about the personal life. When you're having your wife or your fiancé, or you're talking about your team member, differences are advantages. When there is another person that does things that you don't know how to do it, it's something positive, and it's something you can put it as an advantage for you. So this is about the differences are advantages. I don't know if we have another more time to talk about any other.
Let's go to the fifth one, which is people need one another.
Yes. You can do it all. You cannot do it all by yourself. Actually, you can't do everything by yourself. And you don't have all the talents in the world to do it alone. Sometimes, we like saying, if you want to go fast, you have to go alone. If you want to go far, you have to go in a team. Because when there is a lot of talent teams on the table, you can go very far. Maybe more far than any time you have thought, or beyond your dreams. When you focus on something big, you have to have a team, and you need every team member of your team, and you have to pick your team members very well. And as much differences that would be in that team, as much the success that you'll have, because you don't want to have a team with all sharing the same talents. So you won't go far with these talents, because it's just the same. Sometimes you like people that shares with you a lot of themes, but in order to go far at work, in order to achieve something that it's hard to be achieved, you need this difference. And it's not just you can do it single-handedly. You need the team, and you need people, whether in your personal life or your work life.
Waleed, I'm looking forward to teaming with you as we get this project started in Arabic. And for today, in English today, we'll have some more episodes coming for you. In Arabic, we're really, really excited about doing that. We thought it'd be a great idea to get this rolling and get it going. Waleed, before I close this up, any final thoughts as we kind of bring this to a close?
Okay. First, I'd like to thank you, Jim, for your time. I know it's a little bit late, and you have something.
It's a little bit early for you, so it works out either way.
I'm glad that there is Mahmoud was here attending live. It's really nice. Actually, I believe that what I want to say at the end, it's getting easier. It's getting more simple. If you want to know more about your talents, there will be a lot of Arabic content that comes in the way. You can go to the Space website. It has everything in Arabic. You can know more about your strengths. You can develop your strengths. You can know how to apply your strengths at work or in your personal life. And now Gallop is helping us a lot here in the Middle East, whether through Jim, through these episodes, or through our partnership with Gallop. So things are getting easier and is getting more simple in knowing more about your talents in the Middle East.
Well, if they want to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
Okay, I believe the best way is our website, which is strengthspace.com. I don't know if we can write it in the chat. And they will find a phone number they can call us on. They'll find an email that they can send us on, and then we'll call you back, answering all your questions about talents and strengths.
All right. Very good. Well, Waleed, thank you for doing this. We promise we'll have content coming in Arabic here very, very soon. And we thank you for getting us through this and for listening to this. More resources available as well. Remind everyone to take advantage of all the resources we have on our site. If you go to gallup.com/CliftonStrengths, lots of opportunities for you there. For coaching, master coaching, or become a Gallup certified strengths coach, get in touch. If you want to do it in Arabic, right? Get in touch with Waleed. He told you how to do that. Or if you have questions and you can't remember any of those things, send us an email, coaching@gallup.com, and we'll make sure we get it routed to him as well. You can find us on any social platform just by searching Clifton Strengths, and we look forward to, I'm really excited about these future episodes. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to figure it out. It's going to be super great, and we'll look forward to having you on those in Arabic. Thanks for coming out today. Thanks for listening to this, whether you listen to it live, or you listen to it as the recorded version, or as a podcast, or on YouTube. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned. With that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.